And you want to talk about real high prices? This is something you're certainly not going to hear in CNN or MSNBC or any of the liberal media. Gas prices have just hit record highs 16 days in a row. So it's not just, wow, gosh, we've hit the record high. It's, wow, we've hit the highest gas prices since yesterday. Yes, the highest gas prices since the day before that. Yes, and you go back 16 days and then you say we've hit the highest gas prices since ever. This according to AAA. On Monday, you had the record high for the 16th consecutive day, according to AAA. Gas prices have risen about 15 cents since last week. They've risen more than 55 cents in 1 month. And on Monday, the average in the country was $5.01. And in certain places, it's $6, it's $7. Who could have predicted this? All of the genius experts, all of the responsible adults who wear the ties on TV, they told us that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have high gas prices. You're not going to have a concerted effort to trans the kids in schools. You're not going to have crime in the streets. You're not going to have the things that we're seeing around us. But I seem to recall at least one person predicting all of these things. And the person who accurately predicted all of these things is the person who has been most smeared by the experts and the geniuses as the national buffoon.
Before I took office, there were a lot of folks out there making some pretty bold predictions about how things would turn out. You might remember some of the predictions.
They're coming for your guns, they're coming for your jobs, and they're coming for your freedom. They hate American energy, and Joe Biden will shut it all down. He's going to. Biden's elected. He will wipe out your energy industry. Gas prices going $5, $6, $7 for a gallon. Flood your communities with criminal aliens, drugs, and crime while they live behind beautiful gated compounds and spend trillions of dollars rebuilding foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders. You want to use the word recession or depression?
It goes on. That was a great video made by Maze, a video producer. I caught it on Twitter. It goes on and on and on. Trump was right about pretty much everything, all of those predictions. And at the time, what was the reaction? The reaction wasn't just an angry denial from the libs. The reaction was mockery, scorn, derision. Mr. President, okay, come on. Can you believe this guy? Oh my, only a dumb, stupid idiot would ever believe this guy. You should believe me. I'm a guy who's wearing a tie on television, and I'm a very serious person, and I'm here to tell you there will not be a war in Ukraine, and there won't be high gas prices, and there won't be inflation. Our Treasury Secretary said, oh, you're not going to get crazy inflation. No, that's a crazy, no, come on. So all the serious people, the really super duper serious people who tell you if you get the shot, you won't catch COVID, you won't transmit COVID. Oh no, we're the super serious people. Just mutilate your kids' bodies, and that'll make them really happy someday. Trust us. Don't trust that idiot buffoon Donald Trump. And who was right? Trump was right about everything. The right-wingers have been right about everything. Even the eccentric ones. Even the really kind of crazy, kooky, wild, puts on a big show people. You think about Alex Jones, right? Alex Jones, probably one of, if not the most eccentric figures on the right. And he said lots of things that are all kind of wild and everything. But just compare for a second. I'm not saying everything Alex Jones has ever said is right. It's not. Compare the record of an Alex Jones to the record of Brian Stelter or Chris Wallace or Chuck Todd or Joe Biden or Dr. Fauci or any of the super serious people in the liberal establishment. Compare them to the most cartoonishly outrageous, eccentric person on the right, Alex Jones. It's not even close. Jones has a way better record than any of those people do. And then you want to move a little less eccentric. Someone like a Donald Trump, it's not even close. Who's the real adult in the room here? Who's got the real grasp on the science? Who's got the real grasp on common sense? Who's got the real grasp on politics and philosophy and theology and all the rest of it? I'm not saying any of these people are perfect or even close to it, but the right it's not even comparable. It's not even close. Meanwhile, our wonderful adult in the room, return to normalcy president who got the most votes of anyone ever in the whole history of democracy, Joe Biden, doesn't even remember where he's going.
Have you decided, sir, whether to go to Saudi Arabia?
No, not yet.
What would be the holding up the decision at this point? Are there commitments you're waiting for from the Saudis or on the negotiations over peace?
No. The commitments from the Saudis don't relate to anything having to do with energy. It happens to be a larger meeting taking place in Saudi Arabia. That's the reason I'm going. And it has to do with national security for them, for Israelis. I have a program. Anyway, it has to do with much larger issues than having to do with the energy.
Did you catch that contradiction there? He said, first question, Mr. President, are you going to Saudi Arabia? I don't know. Mr. President, yeah, so that's why I'm going to Saudi Arabia. He changed his mind in the same answer. Did you notice also how offensive his answer was? They said, are you going to talk about energy? He said, I'm not talking about energy. I'm talking about way more important stuff, like Israel and our relations in the Middle East and bigger problems in the region and in Arabia and much bigger issues, much more important issues than American citizens paying $7 a gallon in some places for gas. I don't think those are bigger issues. I think they're big issues. I think it's important to figure out Middle Eastern peace and our relations with certain Gulf states and our relations with Israel and how that relates to our relations with Iran. Yeah, sure, that's all very important. I am more concerned with American energy costs. I am more concerned with American industry. I'm more concerned with America and the American citizens. He mocks it. He laughs it off. He doesn't even know where he's going. I'm glad you liked that clip. Now, you got to ring. Bing. Bam. Wada wada ding dong. Ring that bell and subscribe. Get the notifications to the Michael Knowles Show. Head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, MySpace, Zanga, AOL Instant Messenger, the fax machine, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to the Michael Knowles Show. Leave a 5-star review. We'll see you next time.